My memory card was full. Alright, I'm back. Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Today, I'm in my pajamas. Shouldn't be a surprise. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a very honest review about a lot of study material that I have purchased over the years as, I guess, just study material. I love Amazon. I am addicted to Amazon. I love buying nursing things on Amazon, and I went a little overboard over the years that I spent way too much money on, and I'm gonna give you guys an honest review. This is not sponsored whatsoever, but I'm going to prevent you from making the same mistakes that I have made for some of these products. Some of them not, but for some of these products. Before I get started, I just want to mention that I have been getting an overwhelmingly positive response about my licensing exam booklet that I have posted on Etsy, so thank you guys so much. I'm so happy you like it. You guys are leaving me reviews and it's super exciting. I'm so happy that you guys are able to use it and enjoy it. And since you guys liked it so much, I went through my computer and I found some more things that I wanted to share with you guys. So I added health assessment notes that I made last fall for my health assessment class. It has 5 systems. I think it has ears, nose, and throat, another one that goes along with that. There's RESP, cardio, GI, GU, and musculoskeletal. And they're all about 1 to 3 pages long. They have images, and I just put them in a bundle pack. So all of those together. And then I also added a patient report sheet or patient information sheet that I made. I think it was during my med-surg rotation. I would use that in clinical. It's 1 page, and what I would do is I would print it double-sided so I had enough for 2 patients. Now that I'm working, it's not really useful because I have more than 2 patients, so my hospital has pre-made sheets that has 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, and that unfortunately I can't share with you guys because it is, I think I showed it in one video, but I can't give it to you guys because I mean, it's my hospital's, it's not mine, so I can't give it to you guys. But the other one I really liked when I was in my my clinicals. I really enjoyed that one. So those are all available. I will link my Etsy shop down below for you guys, and let me know if you guys want me to make, I'm really enjoying making these tools for you guys, so let me know if you guys want me to make other tools or study material to post on my Etsy shop. I will totally do that. I really enjoying doing this. I look through my computer for other older study material. I'm thinking of like, should I start a segment on my channel where I like teach you guys with like a whiteboard? Like, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm really enjoying this like teaching aspect kind of thing, and I've been thinking about like being a clinical instructor. One of you guys was like, oh, you'd be such a great teacher. I'm like, oh, I could be a clinical instructor. So anyway, this is all going through my mind. I'm really enjoying it, and so as I said, I will link my Etsy shop down below. Whew, that was a lot of talking, but for now, let's get on with the video. So the first, I think I'm gonna go in like chronological order, start with the first thing I bought and then go to the last thing I bought. So the first thing I ever bought as like extra study material were these RN notes, and a bunch of people in my class had gotten these and were like, oh my god, they're so amazing. These retail for $40. I got mine on Amazon. I'll link it down below. And honestly, I'm gonna be brutally honest throughout this whole entire video. I carried this in my pocket for 1.5 years of clinicals. I maybe used it 3 times. I don't know if it's me. I didn't find the time to look through it. Like, it has a bunch of categories. It has procedures, assessments, med-surg, meds, IV fluids, labs, ECGs, and I don't know what it is, but it's very handy as like a quick reference, but I don't know why, I just never used it. However, this is one of the things of all the ones that I'm going to show you that for clinical, I would recommend getting it, or maybe find it in a store and look through it and see if you would want to purchase it. Now, after I got these, I purchased these med-surg notes because I was like, oh, that's going to be awesome for my final clinical, and you know, it's divided by system. You're like, okay, let's not do constipation. Okay, let's do UTIs. That'll be a bit more fun than constipation. For UTIs, so this is how it is for every diagnosis. So it says clinical pictures, so like your signs and symptoms, your immediate intervention. So say here for UTI, so it says vital signs, notify physician of symptoms, obtain a clean catheter urine specimen, offer Tylenol is ordered. Now, honestly, I should probably be using this at work. I might actually start bringing it with me now because I'm like, oh wow, that's really good. Focused assessment, stabilizing and monitoring, and then be prepared to do this, and this. So insert an IV, administer IV fluids, obtain catheterized urine sample, changed or DC the indwelling catheter in case that's where the infection came from. And then it gives you an actual, like, I don't know if you can see that, like a picture of the organs, and then here to the bladder and the urethra. It's a very, very good tool once again, but I feel like when you're in clinical or when you're working, you don't really have time to look through it. But then again, it's really, these two are really, really well made. I'm totally contradicting myself. I'm saying that I don't use it, but it's a great tool, but it's true. Like, they're really, really well done. These are by, what are these? MedSearch Notes, F.A. Davis Company. I think it's the same as, like, yeah, Davis Notes. It's the same as, like, the Davis Drug Guide, if some of you guys use it. But they're really, really well made. They're waterproof and reusable. So cool. They're a great, like, quick reference tool, I guess. Here you have, like, your lab, hypo, signs and symptoms. Like, honestly, they're a really, really great tool. Like, the information that's in here, awesome. But realistically, like I said, I carried the RN notes in my pocket for a year and a half and I hardly ever looked at it. Maybe that's me, I don't know. But I would give these two, like, this one I would get out of 10. I mean, I would give them like an 8 out of 10. And like content and the size is great, it fits in your pocket. So yeah, I guess like an 8 out of 10 I would give these two. Yeah, they're pretty good, they're pretty good. If you're gonna buy extra study material, I suggest going for those ones. Next, I bought these Mosby's, so the other one was Davis. This is Mosby's Pharmacology memory cards, and these guys, 10 out of 10. 100% recommend. These are great, not for clinical. I wouldn't recommend replacing your drug guide with this, absolutely not. This is as an extra study material. For pharmacology, I really, really, really enjoyed using these to help with my studying. I would read it on the bus, I would read it in between classes, I would read it on break, anything like that. It's not a single medication, it's medication classes, and then it has like a prototype for all the medications. So let's randomly go here. Antibiotics, so macrolides. And the thing that's awesome is that you have a mnemonic for every single medication. This one I love. This is Coumadin. I've shown it to you guys before. There's Plavix, antihypertensives, and they all have mnemonics. And then on the back, they have all the medication information for the class, not for the single medication itself. So these are great as a review. So on the back, it has classification, action, uses, and nursing implications. And then it highlights the important. So these are amazing at reviewing. When I was reviewing for my licensing exam, I reviewed this instead of reviewing my drug guide or my pharm notes, to be honest, because this was enough personally for me, since our exam isn't that focused on like pharmacology. Pretty sure the NCLEX is even more focused, so maybe this wouldn't be good for you, but for any of you guys taking the OIQ exam, this for me personally was enough. And I love it. I can go through like the whole thing in like an hour and a half, and the fact that there's mnemonics really, really helps you remember the important information for the medication classes. So this definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. I got this on Amazon as well. I got all of my things on Amazon. I told you I'm addicted to Amazon, and I will link it down below for you guys. Okay, next, I purchased, while in clinical as well, the nurses, this is Unbound Medicine, the Med Deck. I believe this is the exact same thing as the drug guide. Yeah, it's by Davis, but instead of being a book, this one comes in sheets. So here, they are detachable sheets. And the reason I got this is because in clinical, we would get our patient assignment the night before, and then so you know which medication your patients are on. What I liked to do is the night before, I would go through my medication list. Instead of bringing my big drug guide, I would only bring the sheets of medication that my patient has. So it was much less heavy. It would fit in my pocket or in my lunch bag or whatever. And I had highlighted it before I had actually read through the medication instead of just bringing my drug guide to look it up in clinical. And it has all the same information on the actual card as your drug guide does. Indications, action, pharmacokinetics, contraindications, adverse effects, interactions, nursing implication, patient teaching, dosages. It's basically a drug guide, but in little cards. Now, for clinical, I'm gonna say that it was very useful. I did use it quite a bit, but now that I'm working, I do not use this whatsoever. I do not use my drug guide, but for clinical, it was useful for the sole purpose that I didn't have to bring my whole drug guide. I could just bring these, and if I had to make extra medication research, I just go on the computer and look it up there. So definitely for clinical, this is useful. The only thing is $60. I don't know if I would recommend paying $60 for this. Now, what I was thinking, since I probably will not use this ever again, I think I'm gonna give it away in my 10,000 subscriber giveaway because I'm not gonna use this. I can bring it to Goodwill, but I would much prefer one of you guys use this and enjoy this. So let me know if you think that this should be in my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I think that'd be cool, right? Like passing it on to you guys. Then you guys can pass it on to someone else. We can make like a chain of like medication knowledge. Like, I don't know, I think that'd be cool. So let me know what you guys think about that. But I definitely won't be using it again. But for clinical, I would give this like an 8 out of 10. Realistically, now I'm working, I'm gonna use this in a year. I wanna talk about one second to last thing, which is the drug guide app on your phone. Now, your drug guide, I have the Davis drug guide, and they have an app which you have to, it's $40 a year. So for a subscription, I had it for 1 year for my last year in Sage app. So last year, I haven't renewed it since because now, because I didn't used to have data on my phone, so I couldn't like Google a medication, but now I have data on my phone, so I don't need the drug guide anymore. I can just Google the medication. I might actually renew it for next year because I have clinical again next year and I have my pharm class next year, so I might actually download it for the upcoming year. But it's basically a drug guide on your phone. It's, like I said, it's $40 a year, which is pretty reasonable for like an online drug guide on your phone. You don't need internet to use it, I believe. So if you're on the street or if you don't have data on your phone, that's what was great for me because I didn't have data, but I had the drug guide that I could use. And this, I give it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. I will link it down below for you guys. They also, if you have a subscription as an app, you can also access the website. So the Davis drug guide, you have like your account and you could access medications on the actual website. So if the day before clinical, you're looking through your patient's medications and you don't feel like going through your drug guide like page by page, this is a great alternative. You just go online, you type in the name of the medication, you have all the information there. I personally prefer it. It's much faster, so that definitely 10 out of 10 I would recommend. Okay, last but not least, this is something that I purchased about maybe 3 weeks ago, and as you guys know, I'm doing an intensive care clinical right now at school. So I was looking for a book that had information about critical care because maybe someday I want to work. I wanted to learn more about critical care. I am really interested in the field, and there's so much. I was like, oh my god, there's so much I don't know. I need to read up on this while I'm in this clinical, and that's why I purchased this book on Amazon, duh, of course. And it is Critical Care Nursing. It made incredibly easy. It's about like 400 pages, I would say. Oh, 700. Okay. Did not expect that. It's by Wolters Kluwer. Wolters Kluwer. It's really well done. As you can see, there's like little pictures in it, and I've only read through the part of the cardiac, but this is what it looks like basically. And there's a bunch of little images like this everywhere. It's basically like divided by system, and the beginning of every chapter is like very dumbed down, like the heart has 4 chambers, it has veins and arteries, and I'm like, okay, it's skip to the next page. But then it gets really interesting, and then it has a little quiz at the end of every chapter. Like, it's a really great book, and it has so much material in it. This is gonna be my summer reading, part of my summer reading. I also want to get an EKG practice book because, as you guys know, I work on a cardiac unit, and your girl got to know her EKGs, and she doesn't. So gotta get on that. But this book I definitely recommend. I know they make a bunch of other ones. They have one for EKGs, they have one for, I don't know, I'll link it down below, but this series has a bunch of different books, and it's really great for does your phone ever just like open and then Siri's just like da-da, and I'm like, I didn't touch you, like what is happening? I'm scared. Is there a ghost in my room? Yeah, I definitely recommend. 10 out of 10 this book. Really awesome. Very big, lots of reading, but very interesting. I think that's it. I was really excited to make this video. It popped into my head like a day ago, like yesterday, and I was like, I should do that because I should prevent you guys from making the same mistakes that I made by spending all this money on things that I did not need, but that are interesting nonetheless. I think that's it. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!